Coming up on Ozarks News Journal, a rash of car break-ins has area residents locking up, and a local company could be bringing new jobs to this area.
And a group of storm chasers hits the road in search of tornadic activity. Ozarks News Journal starts now.
Hello and welcome to Ozarks News Journal. I am Lucas Bond.
And I'm Katie Easley. Each week we take an in-depth look at some of the biggest issues affecting Southwest Missouri. We're glad to have you with us. Up first today, the proposal for a new building to house the homeless is creating tension between the developers and the longtime business owners on historic Commercial Street. The business owners are adamant that they do not want the Victory Mission to build another facility to house the homeless in their area. Members of the Commercial Street Task Force accuse those wanting to bring in a 210-bed hotel-type building are manipulating the language of a previous agreement that prevents them from doing so.
The possible new construction and the making up, using different word on different day as to what to call it in order to get around whatever roadblock is in the way of it, has really shattered the good relationship that we've had. This is really. It's really troubling, it's unsettling, it's hypocritical.
The Commercial Street Task Force and the Victory Mission have come to an agreement to study the homelessness issue in Springfield. In the meantime, the task force plans on drafting some language in order to strengthen Commercial Street's zoning ordinances.
Just as the Ozarks are experiencing a road construction boom due to federal stimulus money, word comes that funds for roads and bridges could soon be hitting a rough spot. The Missouri Department of Transportation is reconsidering some of its road and bridge work projects. That's after it lost more than $200 million in funding for those improvements. Bridge projects will take the biggest hit, and Springfield is expecting to lose $3.5 million designated for work in urban areas.
According to Arrive Alive, 62% of Missouri teens wear their seatbelts. Many local high schools are doing something to increase that number, and on the way could earn their schools some cash. Katie Reed went out to find out more about this seatbelt challenge.
Buckle up for safety. It's a slogan we hear often, but some Springfield area schools are putting some action behind those words. Battle of the Belt is a statewide high school competition hosted by the Missouri Department of Transportation and St. John's Hospital.
People who are the ages of 16 to 24 are most likely to be in a car crash, and they're most likely to not be wearing their seatbelt. So we are creating programs around the top causes of injury, and this is the #1 cause of admission to our trauma center: young teens not wearing their seatbelt, young teens driving poorly.
The program includes having surprise seatbelt checks and a student-led 6-week educational campaign. Pleasant Hope High School's FCCLA students are in charge and already have high expectations for their peers.
I want everybody to wear their seatbelts. That's my ultimate goal, but I would like to increase our percentage from our first check to our last check by even at least 1% would do.
That percentage increase is how MoDOT officials judge participating schools. The winning schools in each region can receive up to $1,000. But for Pleasant Hope High School, it's not about the money. They say it's about saving lives.
Our focus has never really been on the prize money. If we win, it's wonderful. So we do fill out the paperwork that we need to possibly get a prize, but our main focus is the safety of our students.
The effectiveness of the program depends on students' dedication and involvement, something Pleasant Hope High School is not lacking.
It's important to me because I believe that it's a good discipline to begin when you're younger, and then it follows through when you are an adult, and it could save your life in the end.
Megan Wood, who proposed Battle of the Belt, says she's put a lot of work into leading the project, but it's all worth it in the end.
If we can prevent one student funeral by having a student wear a seatbelt, then we've accomplished something.
In Pleasant Hope, I'm Katie Reed, Ozarks News Journal.
The seatbelt challenge lasts until November 20th. The results can be found on MoDOT's website at the end of December.
Seatbelts aren't the only issue surrounding cars right now in Southwest Missouri. It seems that someone has been helping themselves to car owners' property. Our Charlie Keegan takes a look at recent rash of car break-ins that has owners and the police on high alert.
We've all done it. we leave our valuables in our car thinking they'll be safe. Well, that may not be the case.
There's probably a lot of explanations. One, it's become an easy target.
Springfield police announced more than 140 car break-ins were reported in a recent 15-day span. Lieutenant David Millsap said most of the break-ins occur in the south central and southwest parts of Springfield, as well as near the MSU campus.
This continues to be a huge problem in Springfield, and especially in the area around Missouri State University.
MSU student Robert Belleville lives close to campus and may have an answer to why this is happening.
Well, school just did start about a month ago. We have an economy that isn't the greatest, and people are always trying to look for ways to make things better for them, they think.
A press release issued by the police department describes what thieves go after: wallets, GPS devices, garage door openers, iPods, computers, and checkbooks.
Anything electronic really draws somebody that likes to get into cars and steal stuff. They're really drawn to that.
Police say radios are becoming less of a target because criminals do not want to manipulate anything. They would rather just reach in and grab whatever they wanted. Police say there are several ways to protect your vehicle. The best tip is also the most obvious.
Lock your doors.
Very simple advice we often overlook. In 22% of the reported break-ins, the victim admitted leaving his or her car unlocked. Police also recommend not leaving any valuables in your car or keeping them out of sight. And surprisingly enough, alarms seem to have no effect.
I'm walking around, I hear, I might look over there, but I've never been known to run out there and see who's breaking into somebody's car.
Police recommend parking in a garage or well-lit area. They rely on surveillance cameras and witnesses to catch thieves, and say catching one usually helps a lot of people.
It's not unusual to arrest 1 or 2 people and be able to clear 25 to 30 car break-ins.
On average, the Springfield police hear 10 car break-ins a day, but say spikes like last month's exist in every crime. Covering the Ozarks, I'm Charlie Keegan, Ozarks News Journal.
As always, the best defense against vehicle theft and break-ins is to park in a well-lighted area, take your keys out of the ignition, and always lock your doors.
Tough news this week for employees of the Missouri Park System. More than 100 jobs will be eliminated due to declining tax revenues. About 1 in 7 jobs in the Division of State Parks and Historic Sites will be eliminated. Park Services representatives say the cuts will be spread across the state. The department receives most of its revenue from earmarked state sales tax, which has declined considerably due to the most recent recession.
It's not all bad news, however. While many in the Ozarks have been job hunting for months, one Springfield business is directly influencing the job market of Southwest Missouri and hopes to eventually make a big change. Royal Yates has more.
Although one bad thing after another seems to be raining down upon businesses of the Ozarks, it seems that factories have found the eye of the storm. With recent economic downturn, it seemed that factories were sending the most people through layoffs and unemployment processes, whereas now there seems to be a turnaround. North Star Battery of Springfield opened its newest facility near Route EE nearly 2 months ago and has since been able to plan a path toward an economically successful future.
Well, with the opening up of a new facility, we're going to need employees to make our product, and we're going to, over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, employ another 450 employees or so.
At full capacity, North Star's new plant can produce 30% more product than the old one could. That's nearly 1.2 million batteries per year. By providing jobs to the people of the Ozarks, more individuals are able to put money back into the economy.
Personally, it put money back into the bank. It allowed me to keep my house, my vehicles, the security that I worked for all these years.
North Star is still constructing new parts of the plant to be opened at a later date that will hopefully provide even more jobs to the area, and they don't plan on stopping there.
I see us growing rather rapidly over the next 2 to 3 years, and I don't see any reason as to why we can't get to that full employment of about 450 people.
In Springfield, I'm Royal Yates, Ozarks News Journal.